Craft the story that makes the world beg for more. I'm about to show you how one single story can literally explode across the globe, grab everyone who hears it, and make them desperate to hear it over and over. No joke. Scientists have proven that stories can dump a crazy mix of chemicals in our brains, like cortisol when things get insane and a massive dopamine hit when it all ends perfectly. Basically, stories can be as addictive as, well, many drugs. Today, we're cracking the code on how to cook up that exact kind of mind-blowing story. Alright, throw out everything you thought you knew about just telling a story. We're going way, way bigger than that. We're figuring out how to build a story so unbelievably powerful it sticks with people forever, no matter where they're from. This isn't just about stringing words together. It's about creating an experience, an emotional monster that leaves a huge mark. You're about to learn how to make the kind of story the world won't just listen to, but will be screaming for. So, what's the mega key to a story that takes over the entire world? A character people actually, genuinely care about. I'm serious. It's not enough to just show someone. Your audience needs a massive reason to get invested in their journey, their struggles, how they see everything. Think about it. When did a story ever stick with you if you couldn't care less about the main character? Never. You've got to show their vulnerable side, what makes them tick, maybe even a hilarious quirk that makes them feel real, like a human. Don't just tell us their name and what they do for a living. Share a fear, a dream, a relatable flaw. This connection? It's the solid gold all unforgettable stories are built on. Every single story that's ever made your heart race or your palms sweat has one massive thing in common: conflict. This is what rockets your story forward. It's the engine. It could be a gigantic challenge, a ticking clock bombshell, someone battling a crazy hard decision, or a super juicy mystery. This tension is what keeps your audience glued to the screen, absolutely desperate to find out what happens next. Remember that Emma Chamberlain vlog where she was taking her driving test? The simple, will she pass or fail, kept everyone hooked. That's the insane magic of good conflict. Without it, a story is just stuff happening. With it, it's an experience. Okay, so you've got people caring, you've cranked the tension to 11. Now what? Your story has to deliver a resolution that feels amazing. This, therefore, moment, as some people call it, doesn't always have to be a happily ever after snooze fest. But it does need to give some kind of real closure, maybe a new understanding, or an emotional release that hits hard. It's that moment that makes the entire journey worth it for your audience. It's when that cortisol chills out and they get that sweet, sweet dopamine rush. This resolution is what makes a story feel finished and gives people a reason to remember it and, even better, share it like crazy. Want to really make the world beg for your story? You need some insane tricks up your sleeve to hook people and keep them there. First off, think about starting in media res. That just means jumping right into a huge, dramatic moment. It grabs attention instantly and makes people stick around to find out how things got so wild and what happens next. Next up, show, don't tell. Instead of saying your character is nervous, show us their hands shaking or their breath catching. Use super vivid descriptions and details that pull your audience right into the world you've built. And don't forget suspense and cliffhangers. Use them like a boss. Tease bits of information, ask huge questions early on, and save some answers for later. This makes your audience super desperate to keep watching, to find out what's around the next corner. You know, there's a shockingly simple but super powerful way to structure any story, especially for today's insane, fast-paced world. It's the and but therefore formula. And this is where you set the scene, introduce your character and what's going on. She was a young artist with a crazy vision and a dream of showing her work to the entire planet. But here comes the problem, the obstacle, the disaster. But every gallery shut her down, and she started to seriously doubt herself. Therefore, and this is the resolution or the big takeaway. Therefore, she decided to create her own gallery online, blasting her art directly to people and inspiring thousands. See? This simple setup guarantees you've got a character, a conflict, and a resolution, The absolute must-haves for any story that grabs everyone. Hey, if these tips are lighting up some insane ideas for your own amazing stories, do me a huge favor and slam that subscribe button and the little notification bell. You absolutely do not want to miss what I've got coming up next. It's going to be huge. Now, these main ideas about storytelling, they work anywhere. But telling stories on platforms like YouTube? That needs a few power-ups. Your hook has to be unbelievably strong, like, grab 'em in the first few seconds strong. And what you show is often way more powerful than what you say. So, think about how to take these classic storytelling tricks and make them pop visually, keeping things moving at lightning speed for an online crowd that has a million other videos they could be watching. Oh, and being real? That connects with people online like crazy. Genuine feelings and experiences people can relate to? That's the stuff that gets shared and watched millions of times. In a world absolutely flooded with content, being real, being authentic, that's what slices through all the noise. When you share genuine experiences, your own vulnerabilities, or how you've changed, it builds massive trust and a super deep connection. People connect with what's real. Your best stories? They often come from your truest self, or from characters that just feel unbelievably real. And let's be 100% honest, attention spans are short, especially online. So, keep your story tight. Focus on the main point and try not to wander off on a million tangents. Every single part of your story should be there for a huge reason, helping to build that emotional roller coaster you want your audience to go on. So, what story are you dying to tell the world? Give us a little sneak peek of your idea in the comments below. Let's blow up the comments section talking about how these ideas can help make your story totally unforgettable. And hey, if you want to get into even more specific, insane techniques, check out the playlist I've linked in the description. It's packed. Look, crafting a story that has the world begging for more isn't about some secret magic trick. It's really about understanding how people feel and how epic stories are put together. If you focus on creating characters people genuinely care about, throw in some insane conflict, deliver a resolution that feels right, and use smart ways to keep people hooked, you can create stories that don't just get heard, they get demanded. Be real, keep it snappy, and never, ever forget how powerful a great story can be. It can echo all over the world, forever. Now, go out there and tell yours.